Hello everyone and welcome to another Go Toys Go video, and you can see we are bravely venturing into the world of gaming, and this is a little bit different video we're going to do today. This is gaming versus toys. So if on a rainy day I wanted to play some football, could my games or my toys give me a better football experience? Let's start off by looking at some of the games, and we're going to look at the games for the Nintendo Entertainment System. And why not start with the game that has the Pro Football license already, NFL by LJN Toys. And we will look at this game here, and I can see that we have very limited options. We have a one-player game, a two-player game, or a two-player game with a handicap, and that's even, wow. So you just basically pick a game, you can go straight to the Super Bowl, really no point. I'm going to take my team, the Browns, to the Super Bowl. Don't need no stinking season to get there, and I see that the kickoff defies physics with how slow everything seems to go. Now see, when we look at, oh, I didn't even have to grab the ball. I think about the only thing I've learned here is we need to find a new football game to play. NES Play Action Football. Let's try this. The crowd's going wild. And oh my goodness, even some patriotic flair to this one. Let's get this game a-going. And alright, my thing about these games is, when you look at football players, they want guys that can run 40 yards in about 4.5 seconds. This guy can make it 40 yards in about 4.5 years. It takes him half the quarter to run back a kickoff. Wow. Alright, and I see that we're using some sort of strange Google Earth apparatus to see the field of play. Let's see what Houston can do here. Gonna chuck the ball down, and incomplete. Excellent. Let's see if we can do any better on this play. Oh, they don't give you much time to set up, and when your wide receivers can only run about a 12-year, 40-yard dash, it's kind of hard for them to get open too. So maybe we need to find a different game to play. Let's try some John Elway's quarterback. Maybe this will give us what we need. And well, I'm already counting. We've got a 9-on-9 affair here, and our players are still pretty slow. Let's set up some offense here. Let's try the old draw play. Let's try to catch them off guard here. No, apparently my quarterback is my running back, and not a very good one. Let's see if my quarterback's any better of a quarterback. Go back, try the play, and apparently my offensive line is no good either. But here is the funniest part of this game. Up here is some strange play that can't be selected, but if you're hovered over it when the play ends, oh, look out. Stop complaining about being slow. And I don't know if this was a glitch or if it was by design, but it works every single time. And every single time you can just run around and make a defense look as foolish as possible. I could score here, but no, I could actually get a little bit extra cardio work, and it is ridiculous. You can just run, and score at will. Alright, let's go to the crown jewel here. This has got to be better than these other kind of sorry excuses for football. And all of a sudden I see, excellent, we've got Tecmo Super Bowl where I can play with every team I want. And if you're familiar with this team, you're probably going to want to play for the Raiders. But what's incredible, look, I'm on the season mode. You can go ahead and go through. You can actually have it simulate other games to see how they would go. It uses all rosters. Now I will say, kind of a fun fact on this, when this game came out in '92 just in time for the Super Bowl, but it was already horribly outdated because it was for the season that had just finished up, but it actually only used the rosters from the season before. So even though it was really awesome, kept all these stats for different players and had the season mode, but it would never fly today because it would be the equivalent of them putting out Madden 15 just before the Super Bowl a couple months ago with the rosters current to maybe the end of the 2013 season. So that's how dated this was when it came out. But this game does live on to this day because it really was awesome. It was fast paced, it had these little animations that came up, and it came in, and it's one of the few sports games I've ever seen that's been able to seamlessly put in these cool little animations within the gameplay and not have it affect it too much. But I'll tell you one reason here why I picked the Raiders, you'll see, is Tim Brown is just a punt returner and a backup, and he's going into the Hall of Fame. And I'll get the ball to Bo Jackson at the 17. That's like giving it to a normal guy at the 1. Bo Jackson is the human highlight reel of this game for sure. I've even heard people go as far as calling him the best character in video game history. And here you can see Bo Jackson on a bad play. Somehow this guy actually comes screaming up from behind, and I fell asleep on him and let him tackle me. But Tecmo Super Bowl is awesome. It is just a bevy of big plays and fun football action. It's not the most realistic thing you'll ever see, but it is really exciting to have the stats and all the options of gameplay on here using real players, and yep, that just happened. Just all sorts of really cool things with this. So if you wanted a football experience, I would definitely recommend NES's Tecmo Super Bowl. And this is still being widely played today. In fact, just a few weeks ago, there was the Super Bowl of Tecmo Super Bowl. It happens in Madison, Wisconsin, called the Tecmo Madison. So there is still a lot of people that like this, and I hope they like this video. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. If you like this, I'll do a whole video on this Tecmo Super Bowl. We might even do a league come next football season. You never know. But now we have to match it up against the toys. So let's see who the toys have to try to give us this home football experience. And if you wanted to play football with some toys, you had the option of getting this monstrosity. The Tudor NFL Super Bowl Electric Football game. And as you can see, it is a giant football field that would come with little miniature players.
Yeah.
And the miniatures are very, very cool. But as you can see, to actually formulate a football game with this would pose some issues. So first off, you can see that these things were very, very loud. It was scientifically proven that every time a kid wanted to play with this, it was exactly at the same time parents wanted to watch something on the television.
That one was so loud.
It was so loud. And the thing is it really wasn't anything too spectacular. These were really nothing more than just baking sheets with motors on the back that would make them vibrate. And that, the theory was that all the players would just move around the field. Now this bigger board was pretty cool because it did have the NFL logo in the middle. It actually was the NFL Super Bowl board.
I love you.
Even in the end zones we had NFC.
Yeah.
And the AFC.
Yeah.
So that one was real. If we go down and look at the smaller board we had, it just had a generic football and home and visitor. But you can kind of see that one board is significantly bigger than the other one, and that led to its own sort of problems just because this one dented easier, this one wasn't as nice to keep, and actually when we turn it on very little happens because it's hard to see on camera, but it's actually very dented and swayed in towards the middle. This one works a little bit better, but that's not saying too much, as we'll demonstrate in a moment.
Yep.
But movement was kind of an issue. If you see, most of these were supposed to come with a little base that when the machine was turned on would let him go in a way that you were able to pick. But the problem is you can see most of these don't have a base because a lot of these bases were just kind of junky and the clips would break.
Yeah.
And they just didn't work very well. And I still have a few left to demonstrate how they work. So here we go. We got 4 figures with their bases. I got them 40 yards to run to the end zone. If we look at real football, a player should be able to run that in about 4.5 seconds.
Yep.
So let's see how we do. Cover your ears. Incredible. We actually have one going the complete wrong way. Oh, we only have one guy still trying to... Oh, 2 guys trying to make it the right way.
I want to put like
Do you think we've given up our 4-second threshold already? Wait! It's been about 10 minutes. And we got someone who made it. Okay, since the first attempt didn't go very well, we went ahead and adjusted one of our options on this, the speed control dial.
Yeah.
Let's see if that's got a more desired effect. We're shooting for about 4.5 seconds so these guys get into the end zone for a realistic style football game. So, as you can imagine, if you actually had 22 of these guys out here and setting up plays, it was just loads and loads and loads of fun for maybe a few seconds to play this tabletop football game.
Yeah.
I said, what was funny to me, as you can see, obviously a game being played on this would never, ever, ever actually work. And one of the other things that made me laugh about this is it had an automatic timer feature. There were a couple little gears that went in there that said they would keep time as you played, but that just lends itself to the notion that an actual game could be played with one of these boards. Let's go ahead. Let's send them out in style. Everyone, we hope you enjoyed watching our football games and our football toys. Let's take it out with a bang. Goodbye.